too cold.
Before I said that?
Right when you said that.
All right. Yeah, you're reading my mind. Thank you. Welcome everybody this morning. There's some folks here that want to speak. I think Dominic Padilla from Cañete Schools, you want to speak to us?
Good morning, Board of Trustees, Board President Stubbs, and Mr. Reyes. Thank you for allowing me to be here to speak with you today. My name is Dominic Padilla. I am the youngest Executive Director of Facilities and Transportation for the Cañete Independent School District. I have a long time history with the district and Cañete, my 30 years of being alive. I've been born and raised in Cañete. Mr. Singh, I've known you when I was about this tall. I'm now this tall. And so my father is a home builder here in El Paso, Padilla Homes in particular. They've done some business back in time, so I wanted to say hello. It's been some time. I'm here to talk, joining me is Mr. Rene Leon. He's our Government Relations Coordinator, and Mr. Ron Gill, who's our Agricultural Science teacher there at the high school. And we're here to simply bring to you I guess the offer that we had once made to you for the Borderland Spur Drain property. They're located in Cañete. I know it was discussed previously. There is the Garcia Elementary School on the top left-hand corner, and the recently acquired by the school district property, the Lions property we call it, which is there. And on the far east side is the Borderland Spur Drain property. And with that, it's about estimated about 110 foot wide by 3,370 foot long. And as I had mentioned, we had previously made an offer for this property, but unfortunately for us, no action was taken regarding this property. Our intent today is to provide you with additional information regarding this property to see if that could be a consideration and whether you all would reconsider our offer. And simply I wanted to point out on the lower left-hand corner of this area, it's recently been developed Borderland Village, and this property is not accessible to the Borderland Spur. It wouldn't be accessible and would not be able to make access there in the future. On the east side of the Borderland Spur property is a development that's been there for some time now, and those roads also do not abut the Borderland Spur Drain property, and no future access is intended to be made to those areas. What we're looking to do as a school district is to be able to access the recently acquired agricultural land and potentially in the future access as a second means of ingress and egress to our Garcia Elementary School property. And what we're looking for is to be able to put our tractors on this property to be able to farm that land. We are in the process of getting our well up and running on that Lions property so that we can start irrigating when we need to for that property. But we don't have a real good method of getting into that property. We do have the Garcia Road that is just south of Garcia Elementary School. That is a paved asphalt road that over time would be run down and it would be significantly damaged should we continue to put heavy machinery, equipment, trailers on that. And we own that road as a school district, and we have to maintain it. With that said, I just want to speak a little bit about the facilities and the transportation department for the district. My department, we've come a long way in the past 2 years. I'm going on my 3rd year with the district. We've come a long way from where we were. We are involved with a bond program that was $9 million in the hole, and we were continuing on that wrong path. We've now corrected that. We're now making some great progress in turning over some great facilities to our taxpayers and making some great improvements for the entire department. Unfortunately, our department remains underfunded and understaffed. I've done some research to discover that my department needs about $1 million more annually just to maintain our facilities. And I'm short about 12.2 positions. So that's just to give a little bit of history of the struggles that the district currently has to be able to properly maintain our facilities and properly address the needs of the district. The offer that was made at the 65, at the previous 40,000 was, it may have been a humble offering from us, but that's really all that we are able to afford at this time. We do have an appraisal for the property that indicated that the property was worth about 65,000, and that's what we have, and it's been shared with you. So we're just here to kind of give you a little more information and give you justification why we feel an offer that was made is adequate for it. And we do appreciate you listening to us today. And if there's anything that we can ever be of any help, Mr. Gill, Mr. Leon are here to help you in any way that we can. We appreciate everything that you do for us. And again, thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for your input. Does anybody up here have any questions? You've considered it, we'll continue to consider it. I don't think it's a dead issue, but we'll go from there.
All right, Mr. Stubbs, thank you again very much. You all have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else would like to say anything under constituent input?
I think that was technically under 12B.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Finally caught up, huh? All right, let's go back. Start all over. You have the minutes for the 5/12 meeting for the board of directors. Meeting of the board of directors. Since it was held a day earlier or something, well, it was a special meeting. Huh?
Yes.
All right, any questions, comments, changes in the minutes? I wasn't here, so I can't speak to it.
Nobody has any questions? Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes as presented. Second. Art seconds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, Mary, you're on.
The investment report, the only CD that will be coming up for renewal is CD 3600092447, which is September 2nd.
You're gonna be able to renew it, or you're gonna have to?
I'm hoping to be able to renew it. Any other questions on the CD investment report?
It's not. Questions on, excuse me, go ahead.
The next is the balance sheet and the cash flow report. Are there any questions?
Mayor, I had one on the cash flow, and probably just because I hadn't noticed this, you've probably been doing this for a while. On page 104, go down to 4218. It says annual license fees. Is that what we've always called it, or those annual license fees?
Yes.
Versus if you go up to line 4216, it says use damage license fee. Okay, the annual license fees are our regular license fees
Our yearly invoicing that
that they renew annually.
Some of them pay
and
present value for, you know, a
And
certain
some are
time
set
period,
amount.
and some of them have
Second.
annual payments that are adjusted.
Okay, and it's always been there, I just, for whatever reason, just,
Yeah,
Popped in today.
we've structured, the board's structured payment systems that are unique to the license. But
Okay.
we typically don't like to do, I mean, most of them we try to administer as a upfront present value.
yeah, okay, so that's okay.
Most of those are the treatment plants, the Favens, water utilities,
Right.
Tornado.
Ones that actually produce something we have to meter each year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the city has quite a few.
Well, I figured it had always been there, for some reason, looking over, you know how those things go, all of a sudden I saw that.
There's quite a, she's got a whole book of them.
Okay, all right.
Well, you know, I still have my concern about, on the balance sheet, on page 2 or 3 on the fixed assets, where you've got a value shown for water structures, and you have no basis for that, one way or the other.
We're still working with the county.
we do need to set up a meeting with Montavon. We have to do so soon because we're coming up to the end of the fiscal year.
All right.
So we can all get together and set a schedule.
Okay.
Any other questions on the cash flow budget performance? Jim?
No, I was gonna, the other comment I was gonna make is complimentary to y'all. Y'all are doing very well as far as managing that budget. You're way under budget so far at this point. I know we still got about 3 months left.
3 months, yes.
Yeah, but you're doing pretty good. And, looks like you're gonna come in under, and revenues are up. So, appreciate it. No, that's it. That's all I have.
$500 check report. Any questions?
The only one I got there is on page 2 of 4. It says reserve account postage for alcalde roster of $4,900. We pre-buy
Yes,
$4,900 of postage.
of course, yes. We.
So we can send that to all the small tracts, is that?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well,
It made Rio Bravo postage not seem so bad. I always gripe about that, I'm gonna quit griping. And then one more on page 3 of 4, 42003, and it's Renee Carmona sent it. That's, seemed pretty steep for a car rental and a per diem. That 616?
There is that per
3
diem,
days.
depending on the location where
Where
they're
they're going?
Correct.
Okay.
And so it's, you take that per diem times the number of days they will be staying there.
Okay.
And the car rental is somewhere around $2 million.
Okay, so this is multiple days, in other words.
Correct.
Okay.
It was almost a week, I think, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well,
18 to the 25.
okay.
And Mary uses the per diem set by IRS, I think it is.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's my fault. I didn't notice the 18 to 21. Okay, okay, that makes a little better sense. I was thinking you flew in, rented a car, and it was $616. Wow, okay.
42027 on page 44. Scat pack.
SCADA packs, those are control packs that Al's put together for our automatic gates.
Those are just the computers. Those are from a company that makes, they're the control computers, the control gates. So where they run them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're computers, an industrial computer. So how many do we buy?
3.
We brought three.
A little expensive. Oh well. Guess, I think Robert, where's Robert?
He's not here, but those are 3 that Robert really wanted to have installed this year. We've failed to do it last year. We couldn't do it last year, so Al worked on it.
Well, that's just, automatic gates are probably $20,000 a set,
Sure.
so that's just
It's just
the brain part of it, yeah, there's all the vandal stuff.
Is that
the
brain
motors.
on site?
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's telemetry somehow?
Yeah, it's connected to our server here through the radio system, through the repeater system.
No weather problems? You gotta have them sealed up pretty
Oh,
good.
they're sealed up, they're in the waterproof.
Right, the watertight.
The rain's not the problem, it's the vandals. Yeah, we have a couple $100 worth of rainproofing hardware, we have a couple $1,000 worth of vandal proofing hardware, so it's a pretty massive amount of steel, too. As you know, we include them all. Redundant steel enclosures.
Okay, any other questions on the $500 check report? Okay, the May credit card report? Any questions, any comments? Okay.
There's just a correction on the legal and consulting fee report under Blair. The total is $158,360.89.
Because I got my invoices in yesterday. And that was early, right?
All right, any questions, comments? record show we reviewed all those items. Sharon, thank you. Mary. Okay, Rose, you're on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have one tax adjustment this morning. And this is gonna be for the tax year 2013 and 2014.
Speak a little louder, Rose, I can't hear
I'm
you.
sorry. Oh, I would.
And I'm deaf, so.
There was a tax suit filed to recover unpaid taxes. The property had been scheduled for tax sale October 2013, but no bid was made, therefore the account was brought off to the city law council as trustee. Therefore, we need to prorate the 2013 tax year. There's 282 days that are taxable and 83 days that are tax exempt, and we need to remove all of 2013. Total amount $17.50.
We probably never will collect the stuff that was taxable, right? Just going to delinquent that. Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the adjustment?
So moved.
Mark makes a motion. Larry second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Same sign, motion carries, okay.
Thank you. Our next item are the public service board assignments. We have a joint agreement where we are soliciting for water rights for public service board. We have a total of, 780 pieces. We have collected $78,000 in processing fees, and we collected $23,714.24 in delinquent taxes. And this
It's
is
an amazing program.
And, you know, it really has helped out
Oh,
our
wow.
taxpayers who have been not able to pay, so this is pretty really good.
Yeah, 'cause most of those have been on there for a couple of,
Yes.
great job.
Our next report is a comparison, 2013 tax assessment versus 2014 tax assessment. June of 2014, we were at 96.3325%. June 2014, for tax year 2014, we're at 97.0775%. So we're over ahead.
Wow, that's another amazing figure.
We're doing better than this. You know, we have sent out delinquent notices and reminders, starting the month of February through June. And in July, the accounts are now turned over to Lineberger, Golden Ray, and Sampson, and they will take over the accounts from here on, billings and notices.
It's pretty amazing when we don't have water and people still have to pay, but a lot of them don't believe they have to because of that.
Our next item is tax suits. We have 175 tax suits. From this list, from to next month, we will be removing 5 that have been not suited. One that judgment was taken, the property had been sold, and 1 judgment was released. So we're gonna have a total of 11 accounts that we're gonna remove for next month.
It's another good news.
Yes. And just to give you an update, I only have about 2% of updating our tax rate listing, which will include our grant, our acreage, and there's a acreage. So this way we can direct the property owner, which entity they can contact public service board or Lower Valley Water District about these water.
Okay.
And we've been working very closely with the law firm on this, as the others.
Okay, well, anybody have any questions, Rose, or comment?
Good job.
Thank you.
Yep, you did a great job. You always do a good job. Thank you.
I have a very good staff.
I agree.
And boss, you said earlier, didn't you?
And boss, too.
She's a little hard of hearing too, so.
I never heard that.
This is the condition, I'm sorry, but yes, I do have very good.
Okay, boss, you're on. You're number 6, I think.
Okay, under item A on the allocation of Project Water, I gave you a comparison of what our allocation was in April by the Bureau of Reclamation, $138,864 for us, $120,175 for EBID, and Mexico's $24,848. In May, we just got a new allocation. The engineers approved it yesterday, right, Al?
Yes.
And we're at $160,868. EBID is at $130,029, and Mexico is almost at $30,000, $29,542. So it was a good little jump. We expect another allocation the end of the month, Bert said, with the flows that are coming in. We're right at the 400 mark, so we'll be going under that 400 mark at Elephant Butte, where they can't hold any water.
Water can't hold it.
Right.
That'll mean the dam will go up. Otherwise it wouldn't.
So we should get some more inflows, and then hopefully that last allocation will put us.
I was forecasting some huge rains up there yesterday that they didn't
They did get some.
rains. So let me check on the floods. I didn't check this morning. Last night there wasn't any.
happen. We need a Houston rain.
Yeah.
10 inches.
We're not.
We're at 5 hours, 10 inches in 5
Yeah,
hours.
you guys realize that in our watershed, the Colorado watershed, that we put 1.5 million acre feet out during that last flood in 3 weeks?
Just imagine how much went into Bayou.
Would have filled up the.
It's still flooded down at Wharton, I understand, right outside of Houston.
Well, it's always flooded more. It's pretty, if you ever been down there.
That's the kind of rain we need, because they're not gonna be able to hold that upstream, I can promise you.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they upped immediately changed the release of auto to by 800 CFS.
They did.
So Raptors are probably happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see if it makes it down here, right?
That's some more good news.
So anyway, with the allocation that we've gotten, and hopefully the allocation that's coming, we will probably, in talking to Al, will run our wells very, very little, if any at all.
No, we use them for balancing for, sort of crisis management, so I put 4,000 acre feet in the budget for them.
Well, you do, because you get that fluctuation, and you run, especially since you're running such low volume.
But it's $500,000. So I'll propose, when I do the allocation, I'll talk to you guys about it. What we're gonna propose is to move the water that came into the reservoir, the high quality water, down and use it, but substitute it for the well water, and that would be about a $500,000
Yeah,
savings.
550,000 area is our budget, I think.
Why would you do something like
Well, yeah, better water and less money, okay? That almost sounds like a sales pitch, right?
that? That makes sense.
9A's in favor.
Oh, you're in favor.
We like it.
Then on item B, the update on the settling basin project, we've been keeping an eye on it pretty good, and we had high levels of water in there Saturday and Sunday, and everything seems to be working all right. We've had a little bit of trash buildup, but nothing to be concerned about. So Al's going to add a camera to the site that will report to us on a 2-hour basis, I think.
Oh, the trash can.
Yeah.
Keep track of the trash.
So we'll be able to monitor it with cameras also.
Any construction changes or updates or?
Well, we were sort of in contingency management mode, and we still are, to make sure that the thing's operational and performs. I think we've got most everything taken care of. We have a potential for debris accumulation, but now it looks like it's gonna be over accumulation over weeks instead of days. So that's good. So we're out of that. I think Chewy was sleeping up there for a while. Every morning we would talk at 6:30.
Yeah, we'd be up there
But
checking
we
it out.
got structural changes made. They were as the water was coming down the river, they were cutting rebar. So at the very last moment, so we were on pins and needles. All the rebar got cut. We're running it at, I think we ran it up to about 600 CFS, and it performed. And we didn't trip the floodgates, but we got it right to almost the level where the floodgates were tripped, and everything was fine. They had to make some modifications.
Are you still looking at emergency fix, just having to get a Track
Extend
excavator to
reach
pull out
out.
trash or what?
We don't know what to do if it plugs in the middle, we haven't figured that out
Okay.
quite yet. We looked at 3 options, but we had a whole contingency meeting, I guess we looked at more than 3 options. But right now, Boundary thinks that their excavator can reach in there.
Yeah, and
Boundary's got an excavator
they've got an
there,
excavator in station there.
and that's their emergency response in case they need it.
For the time being, yes.
Okay.
Plus,
Yeah.
we'll be discussing exactly what we're going to do. We're gonna recommend some
Yeah,
changes to
The final
construction.
repairs will be next year sometime, but for right now, we just gotta make sure we can make it this season. We think that it's about a 70-foot reach excavator can reach the first bay. The outer bays are the bays are likely to plug, and so we're doing some operational changes. They agreed to make some changes to keep as much debris out of the system as we can. So Robert thinks that if we can keep the center bay working, even if we lose the 2 sides, the center bay's got a 500 CFS capacity. And then if we do lose capacity below 500 or 600 CFS, then they will clean the one, we can reach the one bay that's closest to the side. And all that was contingent on the rebar being removed, and that has been removed now, so we can do all those things. I think we'll sort of make it through. The big issue will be is if we get a flood into that, it's designed to bypass about 1,000, well, it's designed as 1,500 CFS. And we take that to the river either there or multiple wasteways downstream, depending on how the river performed. We'd have to go back through the 2006 flood is a good example of how it works and how we were able to protect downtown using that canal as a flood control structure. It's designed for flood control. I don't think we're gonna have that option this year. What do you think, Judy? I don't think it's a flood control
So
structure.
we don't want one of those events.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take, right now in the contingency plan, that if we have one of those events, that we're going to, all the water's gonna go to the river, and we're not gonna be able to help them out with those events. Now, to the extent that the river is so, restricted, I'd say the probability, if we have a 2006 event, which was a fairly rare event, but if we do have a 2006 event, we're probably in danger, the levees are probably in danger, right? But that's, we don't know what that was, 1 in 50 years.
And we've gotten everybody involved. We've gotten the city of El Paso Stormwater District involved, UTEP.
Texas, everybody that has a
structure.
stake in it, so that, we're just telling people we may not be able to help you out like we did in 2006. And so if the levee overtops, or if the canal's gonna fail, and it's gonna overtop, and it'll go into downtown. But we think that's a fairly low probability, so that's
Yeah.
but it would be nice if we get the river clean, so.
Yeah.
Especially right there by the settling basin, it could use it.
On, as far as item C, we just discovered an amendment to the 1962 contract on this request, so I'd like to take no action, and have the board just table it till Jim has a chance to review it. We found Rose found an amendment to the 62 contract that was signed in 1991, but we're not sure that the Bureau signed off on it, so we want to research it before we bring it back to you all next month.
Okay. All right, and then item C.
And then item D, Reclamation has released information on 2 grants that are available, grant money. One of them would benefit us to participate in for more concrete lining of canals. The other one is a grant that's available for a planning strategy on water, on our water system. We've always talked about that 5-year plan that we wanted to put together, and we hadn't worked on it because of the drought situation, but I think it would be a good thing to try and seek those funds so where we could put together a plan and come up with maybe some more ideas of what gates we need to look at, what canals we need to address as far as concrete lining and then upgrading some of our telemetry system in some of the areas. So with the board's permission, we have to file these. I've had Al working on it, and we've got to file these at the end of this month. if we have intentions of trying to get money. One's, I think, 300,000 and the other one's 250,000 that's available.
There's no strings attached?
Just
Well, there's always strings attached.
costs.
It's a federal grant, you know,
Well,
so.
yeah, but what are the strings?
I think, so breaking it back up, we've got two resolutions here. They're almost identical resolutions except for the scope, what they're gonna do, and how much money we're gonna spend. So that's what we've gotta decide right now, so I can put those in. So one is for what I'll classify as concrete and steel work. That would be on where our environmental work's already done, which would be on the Riverside Canal, continuing to try to complete the project that we started, how many years ago did we? 10, 15 years ago.
1936.
1936, yeah. So, but to the extent that the environmental, still, we may have to refresh some environmental work a little bit because it's starting to age out, but hopefully we've at least got a category exclusion on part of it, and we've got a finding of no impact on the other part. So we'll continue to go down that route, and so, you know, how much, you said you wanted to match with 300,000, or? It's up to the board.
Yeah, 300,000.
Unfortunately, it'd be better to do it at budget time than it is now, but this, by the way, this is not committing you to anything right now, other than preparing the grant and going
The
forward.
grant application.
Yeah, the grant application, and that if we pursue it all the way and we're successful, then we're committed to this dollar amount.
Yeah, they went to 300.
And then the other one's for.
That's a good reason to do it.
Yeah, the other one's for a study. They don't allow it, there's no concrete or steel allowed under that one. We don't have to do both of them, but Ms. Reyes wanted to pursue both. And we're still a little bit refining the exact extent of them, but I think it would be, it's called the drought contingency study, but that means water conservation. That means looking at the entire system for things we could do and projects that we could build over the years, doing the engineering part, maybe part of the environmental, if they allow it. I'd like to do as much of the environmental as we can get done, and if we pick some projects. You guys will have to revisit this numerous times as we pick these projects, and then that again is a 50-50, and you want, what, you said 200,000?
200,000.
400,000.
The importance of that one is that we have it on file, they have it on file, so any more money comes up and we have that plan on file with them, then they'll look at those first. As far as funding.
We'd have to hire.
Development board?
What?
Is it with the?
No, it's
Well,
with
it's
the
the
recognition.
Reclamation.
No.
It's all federal
No,
money.
it's USDA.
Yes.
Oh, wait, there's another one. We haven't got to the.
USBR.
We're just doing the USBR right
Oh, you're still on that one?
now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll get to the next grant.
Okay, I thought we skipped. Excuse me.
Good morning.
Just on the reclamation grants, these two resolutions, one's again for concrete and steel Riverside, the other one would be for planning. I don't know, at 200, that's a 400,000 total, is very large. We ended up hiring sub-consultants and, specialists to do that.
Do they, I mean, we can do our own construction as part of the,
Yeah, part of our 50% will be our match cost.
that's, yeah, they don't require hiring contractors.
No. But on, we haven't really come up with a budget for the study. I think the 400,000 is a lot of money for a study. I mean, that's a huge.
Yeah.
200.
Oh, so 100 match, okay, I got, I'm sorry, okay, 200.
Oh, 200 was total. I
Yes.
thought I was
Yeah,
like,
I
I
was-
was like, yeah, but.
No, it's 200 total.
I got
Our
that wrong,
commitment's 100.
okay, that makes more sense, at least.
Okay.
And all these are over 2-year periods, by the way. Knowing reclamation, they'll be, if we start off with 2 years, by the time it gets approved, if we were to be awarded, and by the time we get it in place and the contract signed, it probably won't happen for at least a year from now. So it'll be a 2-year period.
At least, yeah.
Well, these, right now, they say, these resolutions say 2015 to 2017, but I can almost guarantee you that it'll slip, We'll leave them with.
Natural peace.
So it's really a determination, do you want to pursue the two grants, and how much money do you want to allocate for your cost share?
As far as I'm concerned, I think we need to pursue it.
We need a motion.
We need, a motion to approve these two resolutions. Sharon's got them, one's up on the board right there.
This doesn't include the Department of Ag.
No, we'll talk about that next.
And the first one was 300, and the next one was 100.
It would be 100, so it's a total of a $600,000 project for concrete work, lining canal work, and then it'd be a 200,000, 100,000 from the district for drought contingency planning for over the next few years. It's highly competitive, guys.
Yeah,
Highly competitive.
but if we get it in, then we're in the list.
There'll be 50 times as many
Okay.
projects as there are
I
monies.
make the motion, we approve both of those.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I say
Larry seconds, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right.
I'm just crying because we just blew a hole in the budget, you're right. Well, assuming.
It's spread out over 2 years,
Yeah, it'd
too.
probably be a whole, but we're not, most of it's,
In kind?
In
Yeah,
kind,
okay.
yeah, so I mean,
Oh,
you're
that's
gonna be
even
doing it
better.
anyway. Cost of materials would probably be the only difference because people are hiring machineries there.
Well, and there's always gonna be a premium on any federal project that will have about a 10%. I think at this size, it's probably gonna have at least 20% increased costs.
Anytime we can do something to improve Lake Riverside, I'm all for it.
Narrow it and concrete line it. The USDA one is just information only, there's no resolution required for that at this time. But we do need some direction, and this is not well, it's a new USDA project that's similar to the EQIP, but it's a regional RCPP conservation project. And what they're encouraging is the different flavor to it now is that it be multi-county. So Hudspeth came to me and asked to pursue it. I met with them last month, the irrigation district there. There's a possibility Del City may be involved and even a smaller probability, maybe with the Culberson ag guys today to talk to them. We could actually make it a 3-county. We've had previous planning things that were tri-county with the agriculture. What our role looks like, the most favorable process would be, this district would be the administrator. Somebody's got to be lead. And what we would do, the funds can only be, they can't be spent on district property. In other words, they can't be spent on improving our canals. But for Hudspeth, they can be, because Hudspeth doesn't own their canals, they're easements. So there's a legal technicality. But the person that does own the easement, for example, in Hudspeth, I'll give you what they want to pursue a little bit, is that this would improve the deliveries to farms, we have to show that it would, and that the farmer that owns that easement actually becomes the person the grant's made to. But the grant's administered by, we have a sub-relationship with Hudspeth that they would administer to get that, make sure it got line on cost. These are fixed dollar type grants. In other words,
Very complicated situation.
very complicated, but the other side of it is the USDA, and all indications are right now that they're gonna be very flexible and very easy to work with. In other words, what they're requiring for these awards initially is just a pre-proposal, which probably doesn't take more than a day to prepare, whereas reclamation is requiring a full-blown proposal, it'll probably take 3 weeks to prepare. So it's nice that we can get our foot in the door. The other thing is, it looks like for us, what would be the most eligible project would be cleaning the sediment dams up here on the mesa.
I was gonna ask you, you didn't tell us what benefit we get.
Well, we had, since we own our facilities, we can't do any work on our facility, we had to find something that has a bigger benefit, and so in this case, it'd be the grant would go to some of the people who own property and are farming that are affected by the flooding from those sediment dams, and then we would receive a fixed dollar amount to clean those sediment dams. And it can be, the way that it works, for example, I'll give you an example that was explained to me by NRCS, was that, and I may not have this all perfect, because we're still trying to figure some of this out, but that if we were to do concrete and steel work, line a canal, that they'll pay a fixed price. I think the number they told me was $245 a cubic yard of concrete. The concrete's gonna cost you $90, labor's gonna cost you this much, that. If you go over it, that's your problem. If you come in under it, you don't have an issue. It's a fixed, it's a payment, yeah. It's a simple, and all that makes it a lot easier. Environmental issues aren't as great, easier to get past some of the environmental. So we're trying, we don't know whether the sediment clean will work, but we think what we would be in it is that we would do the work, that USDA would pay a fixed amount, whatever that may be, what they determine they can pay, and then we work with the county, and flood control plan to pay any difference. And we're still having
How
meetings.
much of that do we have?
I think there's
Potential
six.
need, or not potential, what is the needs?
Well, I'll let Judy talk to. the-
There's 3 sites that you, off the interstate and Horizon that get impacted. Those are the 3 sites that we wanted to target. Now, the
Is there
one,
already a dam existing there?
there is,
There isn't.
there is one existing that's not big enough though.
But all we can do is clean it.
Yeah,
We're not the money.
and that needs dire need of cleanup.
There's actually 2.
I just wonder if we're gonna have to administer, which is gonna be we get nothing.
Oh, we
for
get
that,
paid for the administration.
Because we're just adding work to ours and.
It's gotta be regional, so they're
That's
kind
what
of.
couldn't administer?
Who?
That's it.
I think that, I think it would be better if this district has the capability, I don't think that's listed this time, has the capability to, it needs to be a regional, you're not gonna, it's a regional project, so that's why they've come to ask us. I think there are significant benefits that we get. At this point, it's just a concept. So, but the timing is.
You're adding our workload, and our workload's already pretty heavy.
I would expect that there would be no, both for administration and for any sediment removal, that the district would be compensated 100% of their costs. Yeah, they do allow.
That I understood, but do we have time to do it? I mean,
I'll leave that up to the general manager.
Yeah, that's gonna be
what I-
tough.
Because we have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's my
Right.
concern too,
Yeah,
time.
as you,
Do that.
I mean, it's
sounds
not
like
to say that you can't hire a subcontractor to do it too.
most of the benefit won't be here for us, it'd be for other areas. I'm not against the deal, but I'm just wondering if we need to saddle ourselves with more administrative problems and more of the benefits won't be for us. I'm asking the question.
and that was a concern, because as you well know, the railroad project took a lot of our manpower,
It's always something,
a lot of our time this year.
it's always something, and lawsuit and all kinds of stuff. There's just so much.
We've got a phone conference at 2:30, Al and I.
Yeah, I think there's a certain amount of interest from non-agricultural entities to jump into this, and so I think the reason that I suggested it, and Shane and I talked about it, was that since it is an agricultural conservation fund, it can directly, and by the way, that's not the only thing that it can administer. That's just what we were trying to find that would be a direct benefit to the district. How many hundreds of thousands will we spend because of those arroyos and problems on the last event? We're having events almost every year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll directly save the district money to fix those roads.
Yeah, last year we did work,
Till it rains.
Foot Peak to the Mesa
Tomorrow.
Spur drain, we did work
Mesa Spur, the
4 or 5 times
Yes, sir.
because of flooding issues.
Anyways,
No, I know we have a lot of problems, but I mean, is that gonna fix the problem? Because, like I say, though, you can build all kinds of dams and you have a huge drainage.
no, I know that, but it won't, it'll make it better. There's no way that it's
Yeah,
gonna
it
be worse.
should.
And it actually might, if there was an event, and some funds may be available to pay for what we're already doing. So I think the likeliness of direct benefit is pretty high. I think the risk is pretty low. I think that it's something that is for the region, the agricultural region. So then I give you the other parts of it. It's just like an EPCWID program. We'll come to the table with a menu of things that the farmers could come in to do. You guys are familiar with EPCWID already. I think we need to try to expand that EPCWID a little bit list. And so I would imagine everything that's on the EPCWID list be added to the menu, that any farmer could come into the district and say, hey, I want to line a lateral, for example, on farm, and that would be a project that we would take.
Lateral that belongs to us.
No, a on-farm, a ditch.
It's, yeah, the personal farmers.
Yeah, it has to be owned by the farmer, and then that would qualify for this.
And we'd have to administer that, I mean, they
We
do that,
don't wanna
we do
do
that
that
right
anyway.
now.
It's regional, so I don't know how much administration there is. USDA is gonna actually cut the checks. It's that we would probably have to organize the meetings that would rank the proposals, and then there's gonna be a committee, probably like the FSA group, that's gonna make it.
It sounds like we're taking over what they're supposed to be doing up there, putting it in our purview, right? I mean, that's what they do.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Well, this is not the equip funding, this is a regional, this is a different pool of money to bring regional conservation, and we need to make it multi-county.
So it'd be outside of that pool of money, but it can be used for the same thing.
It can be used for almost the same thing.
And we're gonna be doing what?
Well, instead, we do dredging of the arroyos or something. Will this involve
We're
even,
talking
but
about-
you say,
we're talking
This
about
is
the
very
county.
preliminary. We don't know.
Dale City comes in here and would apply with us to do something. We're gonna administer the program, that's what we're kind of getting in what they want to do.
They're not eligible for this, it has to be, it could be the county could do it, and the county, I guess there may be some, this is, the one that came to me that was interested in doing was the city. And I felt that this is an agricultural fund, an agricultural grant that should be administered by an agricultural entity. And Hudspeth, obviously is interested in doing, but I think you guys all know, Hudspeth has a half part-time staff, one person, one part-time person.
so you said the city of El Paso, they were thinking we could dredge some of their holding?
I have no idea what they were thinking. I'm just saying that they saw a pool of money that they.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to target
So
several areas.
why don't we do this for the sake of this morning's meeting? I mean, we're interested in looking at, well, let's get more information and flesh it out.
That's all we brought it to you right now.
Well, that's what I say, you said that, so.
Yeah.